Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I have a chit chat get ready with me today using a whole lot of new-ish products. I wouldn't say that like there are a ton of brand new products, but as an example, it's stuff that's come out within the last like month and a half. So like for example, the Ciate Jessica Rabbit highlighter, the new Fenty bronzer. I mean, this has been practically on every video of life, but who would I be? I would not be the Disney geek that I am if I did not use this in a video with you. So that's what we're going to use today. I've got the Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer. Let's see, if you're wondering about all the glitter on my face, it's the Glitterally Obsessed. I've got one of the Jelly Much shadows. I've got the Laneige Glowy Balm. Anyways, there is a lot of newish stuff here to go over. So if you're interested in just kind of getting ready with me, doing a little bit more chit chat than usual, then just keep on watching and let's get ready together. All right, guys, so I've got some newish stuff to go through here. First off, I'm going to go in with the Milani Soft Focus Glow. This is in the shade 01. And I'm just going to put this on my face. I'm not going to do my foundation yet, but I'm just going to apply this so that it can really start to just kind of set. And this was the last one at my grocery store, and I was like, really? So I had seen it at my grocery store only in the deepest shade, and I was kind of bummed that I missed out. And then a few days later, I went back to the store for something, and they had, it's almost like they had restocked. And I picked this one up. It was the last one in this shade, and I got home and the little pump had like a little bit on the outside, like someone had tested it out. I hate it when people do that. I can't even tell you like how much that gets on my nerves. Okay, while that sets, I have already prepped my lids. So I think we're just going to go ahead and go in with the Disney Villains Misunderstood palette. You've probably seen this a million times, but it is the newest palette I own. So, I mean, aside from a couple others that have had more recent videos, but I haven't used this on camera, and you guys know, I mean, who would I be if I didn't use this with y'all? Because I am a Disney geek. So, we are going to use it today. So I think I'm going to go in with the deepest shade first, called the Fates, which is the blue shade. And I know that Colourpop doesn't typically put mirrors in their cardboard palettes. Those are for their, like the hard shell ones, but boy, I sure would have liked a mirror on that one, because it would have really come in handy. But anyways, I'm going in with the deepest shade first, and then we'll put the transition shade on here in a little while. So, I feel like I have a few things to talk to you guys about, because there's been a lot that's come up this week. So first off, on the topic of Disney, how many of y'all saw Dumbo, the live action one? And if you did see it, what did you think? So I totally did not mean to go that high with the blue, but it is what it is. We'll fix it. I'm going to go in with the shade, let's go ahead and, let's go in the shade with, go in with the shade Devious. It's one of the, what, 3, 4 mattes in this palette, maybe 5. But it's like, to me, the only really good transition shade, which is fine. I don't need, I can mix and match. I don't have to have it all in one area. But, okay, going back to Dumbo. So if you saw it, what did you think? Were you disappointed? And then second of all, have y'all seen the previews for Aladdin and the Lion King? So I'm going to say, I'm super, super excited about the Lion King because it looks so true to the animated movie. I saw the full trailer, or trailer number 3, I guess, a few days ago when it released, and I could not be more excited about it. I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer. I don't know if to cut the crease, but more to just put some on the back of my hand real quick. This is the Fenty concealer. I don't need much, but I do need enough to clean up all the blue that I got on the lid, because I didn't mean for that to happen. I went in a little messy. I had too much on my mind to talk to you guys about. So I am super excited. Going back to the whole Lion King, I'm super excited, but I'm going to tell you I am a little concerned about Aladdin. I love that movie. So the classics I grew up with, like my generation's classics are, and I think this is in order, if I remember right from growing up. I watched The Little Mermaid was my first Disney movie at a theater. I was 6 years old. I still remember where I was sitting, where my dad was sitting. I still remember sharing popcorn. And I was so blown away that when my parents bought The Little Mermaid for me on VHS, I am not kidding, I vividly remember watching it every single day for months. To this day, I can pretty much quote a good portion of the movie. Yeah. So, needless to say, Ariel is my favorite. Then it was Beauty and the Beast, which I loved the live action movie. I thought they did an incredible job of keeping it true to the animated film. And then it was Aladdin. And then it was The Lion King. And then was it Pocahontas and Mulan? Anyways, so those are my generation's classics, pretty much. So when I say that I want Aladdin to be true to the film, I want it to be true to the film. Alright, you guys know the drill. I'm going to go in with my, ooh, not the concealer, with the primer. I'm going to just lay this down on my lid directly using the wand. I'm not going to spread it out. It's just going to really just get laid down. Let's do this eye. Anyways, so Aladdin, the preview, I'm just going to say there's a lot in that preview that is not in the animated movie. So, I'm totally not finding something to complain about because I know these days we all find something to complain about. I'm just saying, when Maleficent came out, I was really disappointed because to me, Maleficent is the #1 villain. Like, you can't get any worse than Maleficent. And I just was not a fan of that movie, and I feel like I'm a little traumatized. So I'm going to need Aladdin to be pretty true to the animated film. Next up, we are going to go in with the shade Sing, which is, let's see, it's this shade right here. And I'm going to go in with the flattest shader brush that I have. It's by BH Cosmetics. Ooh, I picked up quite a bit. So anyways, what are y'all's thoughts on these upcoming Disney live action movies? Do you feel like The Lion King and Aladdin is really going to follow the animated movie, or do you think they're gonna have changed some stuff? I am, like, it's not something that should stress me out, but it is something that concerns me, that's for sure. So I'm really just going to put this shade on the outer and inner portion of the lid, and then I'm going to leave, so I'm basically doing kind of a halo eye, I guess. My creativity is feeling a little stifled, and actually I am not a very creative person in the least. I'm actually not creative at all. What I love to do is I love to watch tutorials on YouTube and then sometimes just put my own spin on something, or even just, you know, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Sometimes I just like to, you know, follow that same look. So maybe it just means I need to watch a little more YouTube to kind of get some more inspiration. Right, so next up I'm going to go in with this green shade right here. It is a shade I have not used yet, and I have really been wanting to use it. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to flip the brush over, and I am just going to place that on the middle of the eye. Let's see how this pops. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Oh my goodness. So I'm just gonna say Colourpop continues to be one of my very favorite brands, and quite frankly, I did not think I would be saying this. This Villains palette is probably my favorite palette of anyone they have released, even over the Sweet Talk palette for spring. Because I'm not huge on like those jewel tone shades, like especially when they're deeper and darker. I just don't reach for them as much, and I can't even tell you, the intensity to this palette has outdone palettes that I pay so much for. Like let's just say Urban Decay or even Too Faced, or Urban Decay is the one that comes to my mind that does the most like jewel toned, or at least has in the past. And this palette has just changed my outlook on what I consider jewel tone shades. I'm going to go back in with the shade Sing right down here, because now I'm going to just blend those two together. And I do use, you've seen this before, but I sweep, like I'm sweeping a broom or something, and it just gives the perfect in-between shade, like, and it helps them look super blended, really just, I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know, for me it's the perfect method. All right guys, so I am going to grab one of my little e.l.f. Line and Define eye tape strips. You can get these at pretty much any drugstore for $2 for 40 strips. These have been such a lifesaver. What I do is they're long like this, so I cut it in half. One, so that I don't go through them as quickly, but two, because I don't need that long of a strip. And then what I do is I just place it down. Now the reason I'm gonna do this is so that I can do my liner on camera. I am not the best at doing my wing. There's times where I'm a little bit steadier than others, and there's also times where it comes out, one eye looks totally different than the other. So I'm just going to use a liner and just do a wing. I feel like I can't talk and chew gum at the same time, so like I'll probably leave some of this in, but you're not going to hear me talking because I need to concentrate. Okay, I always feel like this is a moment of truth when I have to pull this off, because I'm like, okay, how did this come out looking? So this one looks really good. The true moment of truth is, do they look even? So we are about to find out. They look pretty even. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm proud of myself. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do the boring stuff, like put on my mascara and possibly my lashes. I need to put the glue on and kind of get them to dry. So I will be right back. Lashes are done. So I don't really have a new foundation. I'm just going to go in with the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation, and we're going to use that today. I really love this foundation. So where were we before I rudely interrupted us? I think I was talking about the Sephora sale. So Ulta's point system has really won my heart. And I did get my coupon for the Ulta 20%, and I was like, okay, what do I want to get? And then, you know, I started thinking, because the Sephora 15% is coming up, if there's anything I can get at Ulta because I get 20%, I may as well do that. And so I had put some stuff out of my love list and into my cart. And so there was a couple of nice things. One is the Sephora sale is actually going to be 20% off for Rouge this year for spring, which you know they typically don't do that. Typically spring for all tiers is 15%, and it's still going to be 15% for the other tiers, but I do think it's nice that an added perk this year is, oh, it got fuzzy there for a second, is 20% off in the spring. So I have been slowly over the course of this year adding stuff to my loves list. So now at this point, my Sephora loves list is so long. And I'm like, how am I going to piece through this to like, what am I going to buy and what am I going to wait on? So I've been doing that. I find it kind of entertaining to do that. You know, it's kind of the anticipation of the new makeup. So I am quite excited about that. I'm going to use it's still in its little box, but I have used it. It's the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. I purchased the shade Pear because I figured, let me purchase one. I also wanted the peach. And then if I like it, I will get the other. And I am so blown away by this, but I'm going to wait till the sale. And it comes in like a little squeezy tube like this. The little applicator is clear. Let me see. Let me bring you up close. This is so super cute, you guys. It's almost like, I think the idea is almost like, it's kind of like the overnight sleeping mask in a tubey, but it's not. This one is slightly thinner, slightly glossier, but just as moisturizing. And you guys, this keeps my lips moisturized for several hours. Now, those of you who have been with me for a long time may ask, so do you prefer this or the Clarins Instant Comfort Lip Oil? I love them now. The lip oil is still my go-to for first thing in the morning. I don't think that'll ever change. That thing is my tried and true. However, this thing throughout the day, it's so good. I didn't pull out a powder. Let me grab one real quick. We're gonna use this one by Milk Makeup. I don't really have I have a couple of new powders to me because of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, but I don't have like a new powder that has recently come out or anything. So we'll just use this as our setting powder for today. And those of you who know me know I didn't used to use setting powder for the longest time. And the Huda Beauty powder, Easy Bake, changed all that for me. I fell in love. And that is still my #1. So I think this one's really good. I love the Fenty, but the Huda is still my #1. So I'm curious as to what y'all are gonna pick up in the sale, because sometimes I find out, like a lot of times I find out about stuff by watching other people's videos, obviously, and by like talking to other people. Sometimes y'all will tell me in the comments like what you're gonna pick up. So I am extremely curious as to what is in your loves list right now that you're gonna be like moving over to purchase. I'm gonna go in with the new Fenty Sun Stalk'r bronzer. Mine is in the shade Shady Biz. I am, for reference, a light to light medium neutral skin tone, and this is what it looks like. It was the lighter of the two that I wanted. The other one was Private Island, and I really thought that was gonna be the one that I was gonna pick up. However, when I swatched it in store, it was very like red toned. And I'm not a fan of red tone bronzers, but especially not right now because it's not yet summer and I still need some sun if that's gonna work for me. So I picked this one up and am super happy with my choice. This bronzer is so flipping good. I just love it. It really is beautiful. It's so matte, which I typically wouldn't go for. I love a sheen. I love a good glow. But this is very much to me like the Kylie one. It's very like, the matte is not drying. It's very, very silky smooth. Goes on like butter. Blends like basically effortlessly. I don't have to put much work into it. I place it where I want it and just kind of buff it out a little bit, and then I am kind of done, you know? Let me go back. Before we start doing highlight and stuff, we're going to go back and do our lower lash line and our inner corner. So I'm just going to take just a little, it's a dense little stubby brush. I don't even know what it's called. But I'm trying to figure out what I want to use on the lower lash line. So I think we're going to use something a little different, and we're going to use the shade Jetsam right here. That one is a beautiful lid color, by the way. If you own this palette, oh my gosh, and you have not yet used it on your lid, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's so amazing. It looks like it takes on a whole different shift once you put it on your lid, once you start packing it on. It's so pretty. So we've got that down. I think I'm going to put in some black liner on. Let me grab my little pencil sharpener. I'm going to put some black liner in my waterline, and we're going to smoke it out today. We're going to be a little bit dark and vampy. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to grab a brush. I have been so much preferring to do this than my finger because, one, I don't pull down like extra hard on my skin, but two, I also don't get a fingerprint like right where my foundation is and then have to retouch all that. And then I just place it down. For the inner corner, I'm going to use one of the Jelly Mutt shadows. Yes, I caved and I bought about 3 of them from the Villains collection. You guys, I think I have a new favorite product. These things have really blown my mind. And I can't remember how much they were. Maybe they were like $8 each, but I picked up Perfectly Wretched, Just Your Voice, which is the Ursula, and Spindle, which is Maleficent. And Perfectly Wretched is Cruella, and so I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that when I was watching people's videos, these looked really beautiful. So there's a ton on the cap, and I've just been using the product that's on the cap, but if you're curious, it is like a jelly-ish type of consistency. It's really bizarre, but they dry down really well, and I don't have any issues as far as creasing or flaking or anything like that. And they are stunning. Look, I have some powder there. Okay. You are going to be blown away when you see how intense this is. It's ridiculous. Makes me want to buy more of them. Like I said, I don't know, Colourpop this year, last year, quickly has become one of my very, very favorite brands. I'm also going to give you a swatch of this because I have not tried this yet, but pretty sure you can use this as like a cream base for your highlight for the face. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it would disrupt foundation, and I don't want to try it today. But I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to like go in with a kind of light hand so that let's see. Look how beautiful that is. Can you imagine that as like the base for your highlight, what it would do to intensify? Oh my gosh. I'm telling you guys, these are so pretty, and I think they released some for their spring lineup. And you know I loved the Sweet Talk palette, so I may have to revisit those. Okay, so our eyes are pretty much done. Let me add some mascara to the lower lash line. I'll be right back. So I changed my mind. We're gonna try this on the face, because I said I hadn't tried it before, so you know what? I think we're gonna try it. You guys know, like, I don't even think I can put into words how beautiful the Maleficent Super Shock Highlighter is. If you want a highly intense metallic cream highlight, this, you don't have to look any further, and it's 10 bucks. But I'm gonna try using this today. Let's see what happens. If it messes up, it messes up. It's no big deal. It's not like I have somewhere important to be today. Wow, that's pretty. Let's see. Let's add a little more. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Now, because there is glitter in this Jelly Mutt shadow, it is adding glitter. I don't care. You guys know I love some sparkle in my highlight. I don't mind that. But if you are not into that, then yeah, you wouldn't want to use this as your cream highlight. Let's go in with some blush. I don't have a new one, so I'm going to use this one from it's the Fairy Flush from Tarte. It's from their like fairies. I'm trying to think of what that was called. Anyways, I don't even remember. It was like a fairy collection. So let's go ahead and put some of that. I'm going in with kind of a neutral. This one's super neutral. I'm going in with a neutral shade because we went heavy on the eyes. And so I'm not looking to go super heavy. And we're going to go heavy on the lips. So I'm going to add a shade. I'm going to use a gloss today that probably a lot of you would not use or wouldn't want to use. But you know what? It's okay. I am going to do something super fun today. I don't really have anywhere to be, and even if I did, as long as it wasn't work, because I won't go to work with a color what we're going to use today, but as long as I'm not going to work, I don't mind using like super fun types of shades. I actually love it. So blush is done. I am getting so super hungry, so if the conversation on my end is dwindling a little, if you're like, man, she was chatty at the beginning and now she's not, it's because I am so hungry right now, to the point where I'm getting a little hangry. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, I was like, what did I put on here for highlight? So I caved and picked this one up a few weeks back. I wasn't going to, but it got an A on Talia's website. And granted, the eyeshadow palette was a definite no for me, but I really, really was curious about the Ciate Jessica Rabbit highlighter, especially because I have, I think it's Moonlight and maybe it's Sunlight. I forget what they're called. And those are some of my all-time favorite highlighters because of their intensity. And this kept selling out. It was getting 5-star reviews, and I thought, I can't let a good highlighter pass me by, so I need to check it out. So you guys have seen this, I am more than sure. So it's got Jessica Rabbit on the powder itself. I've been working on her hair so that I don't disrupt like her face or anything. It sounds really weird. I don't know that I'm like a huge fan of Jessica Rabbit, and quite frankly, I can't even tell you if I remember the last time I saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah, I don't even remember. So it is a beautiful highlighter. If you were curious, it does, in my opinion, it does live up to the hype that all these reviews are being, you know, all these 5-star reviews to me are legit. I typically don't like a very gold highlight, and this one, another thing that kind of freaked me out was because people were saying, no, this is it can be a very subtle highlight, it's very buildable, and I'm like, yeah, I don't do subtle. And it is quite buildable, and very quickly, too. It's not like it's like you have to sit there and keep on building. It's very, very buildable, and it is beautiful. Ready for this, guys? I'm going to use Anastasia Purple Rain Lip Gloss. It looks like a little blue in the viewfinder. It's not. It's rich purple, and I do love this one. I just have not used it in a very, very long time. So I think I'm like, okay, the eyes, they're a little intense. So I think, you know, with the whole Disney villain theme, this is very Ursula, in my opinion. So I think we're going to put this to good use today. Let's see. I haven't used it in a very long time, so I feel like it's gotten a little goopy. Oh my gosh, I love this gloss. Okay guys, last and certainly not least, well, for some of y'all it might be least, but I'm going to go in with the Glitterly Obsessed Glitter in the shade Do I Look Like I Care? I was super curious to try these, and I bought this one. I think I should have bought the blue, but I don't know. It's not exactly, this is probably the first Colourpop product in a very long time that I was kind of like, I could have done without this one. But you know, again, at their prices, it's not like you're out a whole lot of money. So this is what it looks like. It is a like glitter paste type of thing, but what I have found is that, I don't know, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's not as thick and opaque as I thought it was going to be. But anyways, that's what it looks like. It's not eye safe. I've seen people using them in tutorials on their eyelids. Kathleen Lights was one of them. And yes, like she said, they say don't use it on the eye, we do it anyway. But things like this, I am a little bit more concerned because this is like very chunky glitter and it can do some serious damage if it gets into your eye. But I don't do festivals. I've told y'all this before. In fact, my last video I had like the Tarte glitter all over my face. We're gonna do the same thing today. I'm going like super like out of the ordinary, not your everyday type of look kind of thing. Anyways, these are the days that I can wear this type of thing. So, alright guys, this is it. This is what we've got going on for today. This is the final look using a lot of this newish stuff. Alright my friends, thank you so much for watching. This is it. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it easy to follow, and I hope you like the format of the like more chit chat. I sometimes find it difficult to walk and chew gum. So what I mean by that is sometimes like I'm focusing on my makeup and I'm trying to remember to tell you what I'm doing and what I'm wearing and what I'm putting on, while still remembering what I want to talk to you about. Because I'll think of stuff like days that I'm not filming, I'm like, oh, I want to talk to like my YouTube family about this. I want to ask this and I want to, and then once I start filming, I'm like, okay, one thing at a time here. So in addition to that, I am so super hungry right now, and so the conversation totally dwindled down, and that's because I am starving Marvin right now. So as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm gonna go eat some leftovers. So that being said, this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Before I let you go, I want to give you the verse of the day. Today's comes from 1 Samuel 16:7, and this is one of my favorites. It says, "People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." I wanted to bring you that verse just as a reminder that no matter how much makeup you use, it won't change what's on the inside. It can change the outward appearance, but true beauty comes from within. I hope you remember that. I hope that you show kindness and you show true beauty, and then the makeup is just kind of an added bonus because it can help the beauty on the outside. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. I'd love to have you follow along on this YouTube journey. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope it's been a great one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.